This is how to view student work and add comments. So in a previous video, we looked at how to use a Google document or slide or sheet and assign it to individual students so they get their own copy and that they can then work on it. So I'm starting off here in my Google Classroom, and I just have a really simple example set up. But here is that example assignment that I posted. Now, if I had a class full of students, each student would have gotten an individual copy of this. So now if I want to check in on their work, I can click on this assignment and I'm going to see every single student in my class. They'll all be up here and you'll be able to see all of their work. You'll also be able to see who's turned it in and how many still have it assigned to them. Now I have a really helpful volunteer here using this. So I'm going to open up his assignment and you're going to see this view now. So I had set up that just really simple table template just so you could kind of see what it looked like. And you're going to have a couple of different choices right now. So you've got this work that he's done right here. So this was typed in right here. And now we have a few different ways to comment. So right here on the side is something that says private comments. So this is comments that just, you and the student are going to be able to see. If you were grading it, the grade would be here. But if you want to comment on specific sections of the work that they're doing, what you can do is actually highlight that work. And you'll see as soon as I highlighted it, a little plus sign appeared. You can add a comment here. And this is where you can just type in, whatever your comment is. If you have something you want them to fix, you can type that in, whatever your comment is for that specific section of work, and you can just hit comment, and it's going to be right there. You're going to be able to see it, here it is, and what it's associated with. Now, another option you have over here is this comment bank. So your comment bank is where you can actually have saved comments that you feel you're going to use frequently. So if you want to add things, you can just, of course, hit add to bank. And you could add comments by starting a new line for each one. So you might hit, maybe that's something you're going to use frequently. Whatever you find yourself using often, you could, just add in here and it'll just always be there. It's kind of a shortcut. Just kidding. Once you have everything in here, you just hit add and they're going to be there, your little comment bank. And you can manage this bank if you click here, comment options. You could delete it. You could edit it, whatever works for you, but you'll have that little bank going here all the time. And so that you could utilize it when you're actually going to do some commenting. So now over here, if you want to get rid of this whole thing, you can just do that. And that way you can see this full expanded version. So your comments aren't cut off. If you want it back, just come back here to the little arrow to show the side panel again. This is showing you that grading bank, so you can switch back and forth between the comment bank and the grading bank, so you can see different things here. Now, if we want to take a look at what this looks like from the student view, we can come over here to that student view and take a look at that. So this is now in the student's work. And they're going to see here is the thing that I highlighted, and here is the comment. Now, students do have a couple of options here. One of them is to click resolve. So when they do hit resolve, this comment you're going to see is going to end up disappearing. They can reply to it, so right here, if they don't know what you mean, if they have a question, they can just hit reply. And again, if we pop back over to our screen, oops, on the wrong one, of course. I have so many windows open here. Now you're going to see where mine is because I'm back at my view. Now you could see here. And if I click on it, I could reply back. So you can kind of have this back and forth with the student about these different things that are here. And that's going to be really helpful. So one thing you also may be wondering about is this return button up here. So when students are done with their work, they have the option to turn it in. Once they turn something in, they're not going to be able to edit it anymore. You may use this feature. In these cases, you might not. This is really if you say, okay, the due date is Friday, and then I'm grading everything, and that's it. You can't work it anymore. You're expecting them to hit turn in. If we're not grading things right now, you may not necessarily need to use this. But once a student turns it in, like I said, they can't make any more changes anymore. So when we're coming back over here to hours, if it says return, that means they've turned it in. Now you've looked at it, you've made some comments, and you want them to go back and work on things. You can come here and this will be live. You can hit return. Then it becomes open to the student again to make some changes to it. So that's how that works. And like I said, as of right now, that may or may not be, very useful to you. So it really depends. Just going back to the student work again, what I want to do is, here they are in here, but what I want to do is actually back out a smidge just to look at their view again. So when a student is in their classroom, they're going to see that assignment, that you posted. When they click on that, they're going to have their individual view. So there are class comments. So here students can add a class comment that everyone can see. They can turn in from right here, or like we saw, they can turn it in from inside the document, but they're going to see all the different things that were assigned. So if this assignment had 4 parts, you're going to see all 4 parts here, and they're going to be able to click on it and start working on it. Here's where they can add a private comment. So their class comments, everyone can see. Their private comment is here. Whatever it's going to be, they can hit send. So these private comments are just to you. These class comments will go to the whole class. And you can see it's actually pretty well organized for them and pretty easy to use. And they'll have their own video version of this where I can explain some of these features to them. I'm just going to go back over to our example again so that you can kind of see how all of this might look. So again, you've got, the different files that we're working on. The return button only going to work if you have if you have it had turned in already, and everything else is pretty much going to just automatically save. Once you type a comment, it's saved. There's no send button or anything like that, which you saw. You can always are going to open up new window tabs when you come from your classroom here. So you're not going to be able to use a back arrow or anything like that. When you're done looking at this student work, you can just X out of it like that. This is back to my own classroom. So you're going to see what his looked like. So once they hit that turned in button, you'll see which ones have been done. And that's when you can, return things that you want to do. You can you'll have your whole class down here, so you'll be able to do everything. And it's really pretty intuitive once you get started with it. So if you have any questions about comments, returning work, or anything like that, again, just shoot me a quick email about it.